Let's go ahead and hop into game. You can see neither player 6 pooling as they're both up to 8 supply already.
Might see 9 pool, but I don't know. Like, you seem to be a true believer in the 9 pool, and a lot of people you talk to, they also seem to be big believers in the 9 pool. I'm not sure if I truly believe in the 9 pool.
Well, Jadong being a believer should be enough, but
Scarlet believes too.
Scarlet believes. Gosu user is sometimes a believer.
Starting to come around.
Mike is a guy that says I'm gonna do this only on. Mike's very specific. On a 4-player map, he'll bust it out because he'll feel like he can build order counter some people. But at least that's my assessment of Mike.
You hear that, Mike? Six gambler. Poor Gosu is sitting in the back room just scraping his head right now.
Well, we saw it in his ZVZ series against Sin. He went with the 12 pool Baneling build.
On Whirlwind. Yeah. Mike's, but I mean, Mike is different than Snute. I would also say that Gosu is a little bit more of a risk taker than Snute is.
And I think it's safe to say that Snute refuses to mix it up. He feels like he can mechanically play his game and win in that fashion. So he's going to go 15 pool once more. Lucky is going to change it up this time, perhaps fearing what we were talking about. He's going to go 15 pool, knowing that he's gone hatch first now in, what, 6 ZVZs in a row?
Well, we all know about, like, the 6 pool build in the deciding series of the day. And Lucky's just like, not me. He's also going to get a really quick extractor ban. He's going to get the extractor before his hatchery.
Maybe a little Roddy build?
If he's doing the Roddy build right now, Lucky, you're my man.
You know, it's noteworthy that would be pretty strong against the way Snute's been playing. He's been going pool and then hatch and then a later gas, in some cases a much later gas, which means that he has no banelings to deal with the Roddy build.
And he also doesn't make a baneling nest that early on. Like, he often makes it a little later than Lucky does. But I guess that depends a lot on what he scouts too.
He skips the spine crawler.
But
Every single game he's gotten later speed, later baneling nest, and skipped the spine crawler. So a speedling all in might just kill Snute.
But you know, that might have a lot to do with whatever Snute scouts. And Snute is a fantastic Zerg player, and he's gonna send his Overlord in right now, and he's gonna see, hey, you know, that hatchery is a little later than what it should be, so you probably dropped an extractor, or you know, you did something different at least, and it's immediately going to alert Snute. You know, you can click on it. He's like, all right, 800. It's like, why is yours like roughly 5, 6, 7 seconds later than mine? You're a good enough player to not do that on purpose, unless you do it for a reason.
Will that cause him to make that very astute addition of a spine crawler? We see speed is on the way from Lucky, and he has stopped mining gas, Kevin.
So if you guys are still wondering about the Roddy build, I think it's time that you explain the Roddy build one more time.
So here's the Roddy build. Rotterdam makes a spawning pool, he makes 100 gas, and then he just makes speedlings for the rest of the game no matter what.
Got rank 1 masters in my division with only using the Roddy build in ZVZ.
There's nothing more tilting than losing a ZVZ, queuing up for another ladder match, hitting the same player and Roddy being like, hey, let me play, I'll beat him. And then being like, fine, Kevin, you do it. And then he does this stupid Roddy build. And he wins with it. It's the most tilting thing in the world. But it's what we're seeing here out of Lucky, who is making more and more speedlings. Snute still no spine crawler, Kev. And his speed is very late.
If you think about the summer of 69, my summer of 69 was a summer in Cologne where I just keep beating Zergs on Ben's account. He was losing 2 while doing the Roddy build. That was my summer of 69. That
was tilting. I will admit.
Look how good it. Okay, he has 22 Zerglings right now, 8 more on the way. But it seems like Snute is starting to get a little bit aware of it. Ben, he's getting a spine crawler. His baneling nest is halfway done. He's also getting 2 queens. You know, right now you could say that all the pieces are in place for Snute to defend this.
It could go either way. It really
Don't make
mistakes. The engagement. Can the Lings get a surround? The queens are off the ramp. Oh no! Lucky does get a surround on all the Zerglings. I think maybe running into the main might be his best course of action, and that's exactly what we're going to see him do. That's going to eliminate the queens from the fight completely, and Snute is in a little bit of trouble, but this will be a defense.
Yeah, he's going to drone up behind it, so let's just see how many drones will fall over here. A lot of additional Lings spawning right now.
So that's not so bad. Had this truly been the Roddy build, there would be 40 more Zerglings running into Snoot's main right now.
Yes. Once you're in the main, guys, you never leave.
And it's actually just going to turn into a kind of an even game, 23 harvesters to 23 harvesters.
If I was Lucky right now, I'd be a little bit worried about counterattacks. He has a single Zergling. Spinecrawler is not ready yet. 11 speedlings are running across the map. I think Snute might be able to make something happen over here.
He's definitely going to get a queen kill. I think that might be all he gets, though.
Well, he might be able to pick up this queen as well. I don't know where the reinforcements are.
Huge. Queen's gonna go down, and this is huge for Snute. That eliminates the injection from Lucky's macro, basically. That means that, there's no way in the world. Oh, Snute, why are you going layer now? Now's when you just go speedling, baneling, and win. Because you've got way more larva than your opponent. Lucky's going to try to recover by building a new queen. I think Snute maybe is messing up a little bit, but
he's still in a great position.
He's still in a great position. He's going to have the faster layer. No matter what, he's got more larva. No matter what, he can defend anything Lucky throws at him. And no matter what, he's going to have way faster layer and spire because you can't build a layer if you're building queens.
And this is why I never transition, man.
This is the weakness of the Roddy build transition.
If you lose all your links, guys, then you're very susceptible to a counterattack, and that is exactly what we see. Layer is super quick though, and Snute is gonna drop his spire. I think Lucky is gonna go crazy Roach Bane. What do you think? I don't think that. I think he knows that he cannot turn this into a Muda game anymore.
I don't think he has time to go Roach Bane, but he might just go
Ling Bane. Yeah, why not? Goes crazy. He's down 20 workers right now. Of course, there's still no tag. Lucky's gonna have to make it happen on tier 1. That was a great scout by Snute. Snute, just throw down as many spines as... No.
Okay.
He's counting this even. He knows about this.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Snute's so confident. And you know, it might... Oh my god, he doesn't have a single Zergling on the map right now. He has queens and banelings. Which is a really, really good thing to have.
Which is all he needs, apparently. Yeah. Spire's on the way for Snute. He's building extra lings right now. Transfuse. Yes, excellent play from Snute. Absolutely perfect thus far. So many banelings absorbed. Incredible defense from Snute already. Sloppy attack from Lucky, though. More banelings on the way. More lings coming out for Snute. And where is he going to detonate that baneling on? It looks like a couple... Oh, wow. Pulling the drones to fight the banelings. I think Snute might have...
Oh, that was great. That was so good for Snute, because now he's buying a lot of time for himself to get additional Zerglings out and stuff. Otherwise, I was starting to get a little bit worried for Snute, and it's still not completely over.
Yet. He's only morphing banelings, and there are so many more Zerglings coming from Lucky.
Oh, them splits. Yeah, what are you gonna do, Baner?
He's gonna kill one drone. 4 indecisive baneling. I think Snute may be okay. Maybe he's out of the woods.
He has more banelings than Zerglings, you know, which isn't a bad idea, because banelings are better than Zerglings. And we'll always go at least 1 for 1. Knowledge bombs, guys. First Mulisk on the way. I'm not sure if I like that ban, because he still hasn't cleaned up all these Zerglings. I think Snute's throwing away this game.
I think so, Kevin. He's been a little bit careless with his larva management. Now the queen's going to fall. Now the lings are in the mineral line, and Jens is at the brink of elimination. Lucky with more and more lings streaming through. The power of Zergling Baneling is that it just never stops. The Mutas are out.
But Mutas can't even catch up with... I mean, the best thing for Snute right now is just to kind of stabilize in his main.
This is kind of an old Gosu user build. Remember this one? Just mass Ling Bane to counter the Muta. And suddenly, Snute is in a dire situation.
Well, Snute saves his natural, and I think as long as he keeps at least this base alive, he's still going to be in a good shape. He might lose there another queen, he might lose 1 or 2 drones, but I think it is okay for now. Lucky is going back to droning because he's realizing that, yeah, you know, I'm not going to keep throwing away links and banelings at this ramp. Oh, what a sick hold in the long run, but oh, Snute, you made your life so much harder than it should have been.
5 meters are out right now for Snute. He has... supply blocks Lucky momentarily.
Sick hold though that he was still able to stabilize, because on a certain point I was just worried that it's going to be Zerglings and banelings just streaming across the map non-stop.
Now these lings are still a threat, Kevin. Snute, I don't know that he can afford to be aggressive with the Mutas.
He's okay, because Lucky's going back to droning behind this, so he doesn't have too many additional links. How many queens are... Oh, we have queens and spores. Lucky's ready.
Yeah, super ready. Here come the lings into the natural expansion of Snute, and they see the banelings, and they're not going to connect. Instead, he's going to start working on this hatchery. Ooh. Oh man, this is good. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, and now there are uncontested Zerglings in Snute's base again.
Snute's still up a few drones, so even if he loses a few, it's not necessarily the end of the world. He's doing that really well, having a banelings on top of that ramp as
Queen
well.
Stays alive, miraculous.
Wow.
And Snute actually will be okay here. He's now 75 supply against 52, nearly a loss. Is now looking to be a commanding lead.
And the Roach one is a surprising...
transition, yeah. That one doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Unless he thinks that Snute is just like, all right, I only made 5 millilist, and I force you to make the spores and queens. You're gonna make drones right now. You're gonna make drones and roaches, but I actually think that Snute, you know, if he's able to scout this, which he should with these links, I think from this point on, Snute is just gonna make more and more mutas.
Oh man, so phenomenal, man! I cannot believe that that Jens has pulled this off. I thought for sure he was dead at multiple points in this game, but now there's Zerglings in the main base of Lucky. Snute sees everything.
And he's gonna probably just make more and more millilists. Why not?
He's gonna throw down a Roach Warren as well. I guess that's an okay choice, but it seems a little unnecessary to me. He can just go Mass Muta. Maybe he feels like he doesn't want to bother with breaking the spores.
Oh, Nidus.
I think that's an interesting choice. Roach Nidus is definitely a possible way to get
there's
back
no
into
way
a
that he's
game.
gonna win with just roaches streaming across the map. By the time that he made it to Snoot's base, he's gonna, you know, lose half of his roaches, and he took so much damage on the rest. That's just not going to work. If he busts out a crazy amount of roaches right on top of him, then it might take too long for Snute to actually clean it all
I have
up.
to feel like Snute is looking for this. I've been wondering what he's doing with his mutas. They've
He's
been
been
flying all over
scattering
the
them
place.
all over the map.
And I think this is why he realizes that Roach Nidus is going to be the follow-up. He
He
didn't
has
see
seen
this Overlord.
everything besides this Overlord. Everything. I noticed that as well. It was beautiful. It's almost like he had like a button on his keyboard which says Mulilist scatter around the map and scout everything from
Search for Nidus button. The Nidus is going to be unspotted though. We're going well, that's not the I don't think that's going to be a good enough spot for it. Because Snute will hear it. He's got 19 mutas against 16 roaches.
Okay.
That's enough.
I think he's good.
That's enough. It's official.
And that's
And
like
he's even spotted the Nidus. So
he's like,
I guess I'm just going to come kill a lot of roaches.
Oh, there are a lot of queens
Oh,
there.
wait a second. I did not realize the queen count was that high.
7.
Even 8 now. So that is not necessarily a free win. Well, this is going to get interesting. We'll see how Lucky
Army
can
supply is
execute
very even. Queens are very good against Midlist. Wow, Lucky's... man, what a pleasure it is to watch these two guys go at it. They're so evenly matched and they're both so fantastic and genius in their own way. But you're still going to have to make it happen, Lucky.
Yeah, seemingly impossible situation, but this number of queens changes everything.
I thought he had like 4 or 5 queens at best.
Slowly creeping towards the third is going to do it, though. He's going to need to get moving.
Well,
Snoot's going to make the right choice and pick off that Nidus, so you shall not leave.
I would like to see him just actually get a Nidus like even closer, because this is going to keep happening. This is kind of like playing ZVP.
If he tucks it in the top of the third, maybe Snute sees it and kills it, but if he doesn't, you've got a different outcome for sure. Snute, in the meantime, has been building spine crawlers, and that will serve as a much more formidable defense against this attack.
And every second that passes is a good one for Snute. He's still up 13 workers, and 13 workers is normally a really, really big deal, and that goes for the same thing right now.
Oh,
a lot of
there are
banelings
banelings in the mix too. That makes it much harder to cast Transfusion. The Muta's overhead, picking off the queens. Man, Snute, you're so smart. Mass Baneling as the answer to Roach Queen, and it's gonna do it. GG gets called.